Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. Happy Mass Monday. Today I am going to be pulling from one of Tina's fold out. She just called it a different pocket with fold out, but I'm going to call it a journaling fold out. Okay, so I brought along a selection of papers. I've got some memories of the meadow. I've got some of my papers, a couple of Tina's. I don't know if I use them all. I've got some coffee dyed, kind of fancy, different ones call it pimped out paper, coffee dyed paper, but I'll just say it's my fancy coffee dyed paper that I've played with. We might do a video with this pretty soon because I'd like to do some more. It's just kind of fun. And then I also have some with some designs on it, and I might use that. So first things you're going to need is a selection of paper. You're going to need your scissors, a bone folder if you have it. If not, of course, your scissor handles will do. You're going to need some stuff to decorate with. You're going to need some glue. And I think if you want to do closures, you'll need some type of, I've got baker's thread twine here, so some type of twine or thread or whatever if you want to do closures, or you could use, you can use like fussy cuts to have it just flip in there. You'll see what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't know if that would work with this. I think the string and twine is probably the best route. So anyway, first I want to make this not quite so tall. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trim this down as far as height. Okay, so which side do I like better? I really like that side, so I'm gonna bring it down, and I'll just have this paper as my scrap, and I can use it for whatever I want. Pretty stuff. Now, one thing to mention, you can make this the full size of your paper. Oh, I'll fix it in a minute. You can make this the full size of your paper. You don't have to trim it down. Now we're going to do like a lip, almost like you would do for an envelope, okay? Or a hinge type thing. And then you're just going to fold it up to the top. And I'm bringing it to just about midway, okay? Here, I need to bring this over because this side is even. I can use it as my navigation. And then you're going to go ahead and fold it back. Okay. There we go. So now what you're going to do is you're going to want to trim. My side is really uneven, so I'm going to trim this up before I side's a little bit uneven, so I'll go ahead and do it as well, even though it's my folding that caused that, not the paper itself. Okay, now we are going to, Tina made hers a little bit longer, and you can, like I said, you can make them longer or shorter. Now what you're going to want to do is trim the corner here, because you want it to be able to slip underneath there. Okay, so I'm just going to use this piece and use it to measure my other corner approximately. Okay, so that'll tuck underneath like that. Okay, you know what, I want to bring that down just a little bit more, because I'll show you guys in a second why. We are going to be gluing this, and you don't want your glue, you're going to be gluing these edges, and you don't want to glue this shut. Okay, so now I'm going to do the edge, just a little bit of glue on this. Okay. All right, let that dry, but that is going to tuck. And I'm thinking, actually, maybe when I fold it again, let me check. Depending on your paper, but yeah, it'll tuck fine. You may want it to be a little bit lower, not quite up to the middle point where I did it, just so when you go to undo it, because see what happens is you're going to be undoing it, and this part back here will be glued to your book, unless you want to have it floating in your journal. But I am going to go ahead and do some twine real quick on this one so you can see. Okay. If you see any of my little gnat friends flying around, I apologize. I can't seem to get them under control. So about midway, you're going to go ahead and run your glue across the back. I'm a little off, but that's okay. And I am just making sure this is relatively even. You just press that down, it sticks pretty quick. And then the reason I'm doing this is because this has a tendency to pop up right here, and I kind of like it being closed. So you're going to go ahead and just tie your little bow here, and then I'll trim my string. Okay. All right, so that is how they'll look in your book, and then you can decorate them. What I was going to show you is this part here will get glued to the base of your journal page, and then when you undo it, it'll be stuck down. So then when it opens, you'll have this spot here to journal on. Okay, and this is the fun part. When you untuck your paper, and it'll be easier to untuck once it's glued down as well, you open it and you have all of this space as well. So you have this, and then you have this. So these are kind of fun. I like them. And I haven't made any in eons. So I have none in my stash. I think, well, I take that back. I have this one that I had made a long time ago. And I haven't used it yet, so I'd need to cut it down a little bit. It's too big for any of my journals anyway. But yeah, so there we go. That's going to be our little project for today. So I will show it to you again. As you can see, they're super easy. And once they're glued in, they're easier to tie shut as well. Okay, so let's try a piece of cardstock. Grab, let's see. I'm going to grab one of the Memory in the Meadow. Memories of the Meadow. Duh. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm trying to decide which side I want. This will be the journaling side because it's easier. I think it would be easier to see. Plus, it's a little fancier on this outside part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this down. Okay. And on this one, I think also because it's cardstock, I'm going to bring it down. I'm not going to go up quite as high. Okay, I'm going to bring it down so that it just goes under that part right there. Okay. And then fold this in the back. Oops. Now because of the way this print is, mine's going to open from this direction on this one because I wasn't paying attention when I folded. And I'm going to bring it down just slightly, not a ton, but enough so that it'll fit comfortably in a journal. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and trim these little corners. Okay, and that looks good. All right, so these are super easy, but you know, these are the kind of little things that are they're useful, you know, in the journal. They're a fun way for the person who has the journal to interact with the journal. and then have little secret places to write their thoughts, you know. To me, those are always the best. I love that. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to use green on this one. And you don't have to do this every time. I'll probably do some in a, what do you call it, style, what is that called? I never remember what it's called. Assembly line. But I do like having them tie shut. I think it's cute. Just making sure my ends are even as possible again. Tara. Okay. And there we are, tucked shut. I couldn't see that that was tucked. Okay. All right. There you go. Adorable and easy. Easy, easy, easy. We've already gotten 2 fully done, and we are only a few minutes into the video. Now these I've left white. After the fact, I will probably distress, okay? But I'm thinking, okay, if I fold this down here and then this back up and then that in the back, she's gonna be on the inside, huh? Let me see, what else do I have over here of my papers? You know what? I'm thinking that I could even do like some coffee dye paper on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll do it. Instead of talking about it, I'll just do it. So we're gonna fold down. Okay. I'm probably not going to cover her up, but I was thinking I could do some coffee dye paper on this back part so there's a spot for them to journal there. But I would kind of like for her to stay visible because she's cute, you know, and maybe do like a journaling place right there. Yeah. And we don't want to cut her head off, so we're going to bring it about right there. This one to be able to see. Right. Okay. Now, snip our corners. I hope you like these. I think they're fun and, like I said, easy. I don't think you can ever have too many journaling spaces in your journal or your folios or whatever where a person can kind of hide their thoughts, you know. I just really like that. I'm going to go ahead and distress this real super quick. I'm wondering... I was kind of wondering if I should do a different color, but my, oh, you know what? I could do this color. I'm going to do the thistle. Yeah. Just covering it real fast. So, how was everybody's Mother's Day? I hope it was good. And I told you guys I would tell you about mine next week when I was on last week. So I ended up, not everyone knows, some of you know, I was kind of quiet over the weekend a little bit, or late with my comments back to you guys. That was because I was busy getting ready to go see my son, Joey, for the first time in over 3 years. Him and I were both, actually, after we got together and we were talking, we both realized we had been nervous to actually see each other. Isn't that funny? I mean, not in a bad way or anything, just kind of nervous, you know, like, because it had been so long since I'd held my son and him me, you know, and oh my goodness, you guys, it was amazing to see him. He's so handsome, and I'll have to show you guys a picture of him eventually. Let me show you. I do have a small picture of him right here. Now, he was 16 here, and this was right after he got shot. Okay, so you can kind of see how handsome my son is. Okay, he's older now, but he still looks like that, just longer hair, and yeah, that's my boy, Joey, at 16. He has a cast on his leg in that picture. Yeah, that's my son. So he's a little sweetie pie, and actually he's a little brat, but it's in a good way. He's his mama's boy, that's for sure. He's my boy. He's my brat, you know. One of his friends I met there, well, I met a couple of them, but one of them was like, "You sure raised," and then he just stopped, and Joey's like, "A what? She raised a what? It's my mom. She knows me. You could say it, dude." I go, "I raised a what?" He goes, "You raised a really nice guy." And Joey goes, "Oh, come on, be serious. That makes me mad. Don't even. That's not what you were going to say." And so I go, "I raised a what?" And he goes, "You raised a character." And I go, "Hey, he is his mom and dad's son. Yes, I did raise a character. You're right." So yeah, we've got this piece here. So I'm thinking I have this pretty, I finally, Vanessa, honey, I finally got to use the print, the beautiful placemats that you gave me. Super excited about that. So yeah, I used them and finally did some, you know what, I'm gonna cut this with I'm gonna do a tear ruler thing. But yeah, so it was wonderful. I got to use my placemats. I'm learning how to use them. It made me want to get more of them. I'm doing a weird measuring here, you guys. I just need to eyeball where I want this to start, okay, and then I'm gonna tear it from there. Actually, I should, well, because I want both ends, that was silly. I want both sides to be torn, so I should do this, okay? This is your weird friend here. Okay, so we're gonna do this side of it, and then we're gonna do a little bit in on, yep, okay. Now we're gonna do a little bit on this side. I'm just starting it, okay? So I want it torn. Oh, I have a hard time doing this. I don't know why. You guys probably laugh at me. Everybody else makes this look so easy. I'm the only one who has a hard time, you might think. Okay, show of hands. If you guys have a hard time, let me know so I don't feel so bad. I just always feel so silly when I'm doing it. I'm like, I'm going to tear the paper. It's going to go ripping across the place. And I usually do, actually, at some point. Oh, see? See what I mean? At least I don't need all of it, so. Oh, come on now. Okay. I got it good enough. Now. Okay. Oh, Tara, honey. Now we're going to measure here. So this will kind of look cool. It'll have that little, pretty lacy look. There. which will go with her, you know. I think we'll do that side. I'm gonna darken. I know I should be just keep moving on, but instead I'm paper and doing all that. Just darkening these edges real quick before I lay it down. But anyway, so we had church. I got to be there about an hour before church started, and then there was the place is called New Freedom, and it is beautiful. And then I think the church group that was there is Freedom Church or Freedom Life Church, something like that. It was really, really, really good, you guys. I mean, yeah, it was really good. And everybody that works there is a former inmate, okay? And everyone, and the person who started it, because I asked Joey, I was like, who started this? Because it was a beautiful resort hotel, okay? And somebody took it and turned it into a wonderful placement house, rehab / like they help them get jobs, they help them get back into life, you know, and give them back their life. They have like a 97% success rate that their people don't go back to prison. They have 100% employment placement rate, so they help everybody get jobs. And so yeah, Joey said that actually it was a prisoner, a former inmate, who started this, and he got people to fund. He had the idea, and he got people to fund it and everything. And I asked Joey, I said, does he ever come? He goes, yeah, he comes to visit. He does come to visit us. And so, yeah, it's very awesome. I mean, and I felt so blessed that God had placed my son in such a safe environment, you know. I can't even tell you guys. Seriously, I just was amazed. And we had church in this big, beautiful banquet hall. And the swimming pool, check this out. The swimming pool is not used for swimming ever. It's used as a baptismal. So, yeah, it's very, very cool. But everyone that works there, like I said, is a former inmate, you know, redeemed and blood bought and born again. Yeah, it's just, I have no idea how I did that. So crooked, but I did. But yeah, it's absolutely wonderful place, great people, and you know, Joey's happy. He's, you know, he totally wants to get a job and be out on his own, but he said, you know, Ma, I know, you know, he's kind of like, he's very sarcastic. He's like, yeah, I know. He goes, I've been telling myself, it's for the future, do the right thing for yourself, because he can walk out. They don't force him to stay, and he doesn't have any probation or anything. He served his time, so he's done with the law, and he can go wherever he wants. And I am so grateful to the Lord that he is choosing to stay put and do what's right for his future. I'm very, very happy about that. Seriously, you guys. So I'm going to use this. I love this piece. Isn't it pretty? It's from the Meadows, Memories of the Meadow. I'm saying it totally backwards. And yeah, I just love it. And so is this one on the back. But this will be a beautiful journaling space. So let's see. We want to make sure I do it on the right side. Did it on the wrong side that other time. And yeah, so that was my Saturday. Anyway, we did an hour of visiting, and then we had church, and then they actually, because it was Mother's Day, they gave out gifts to the women there, to all the moms that were in attendance, me included. Yay! And that was there was like 3 tables, and you got 3 different gifts. You got a gift bag. You got this really cool magnet set that said "Mom" and "I love you" and all that on it. These little hearts, beautiful magnets. And then you got what else did you get? Let's see. You got I'm gonna trim it on this end because I really like that top piece. And let's see. I'm trying to remember what else came with. Oh, you got in the bag. You got soap, some hand wipes, which I gave to Joey. He's like, "Mom, can I have those?" You got hand wipes, soap, and a dress, okay? And then like a little sundress. And then in the box, the one box was a wood block, and on the front of it said thankful. And so on the bottom I wrote reunited with Joey for the first time in 3 years, and I wrote the date. So that's in marker, so I remember when I got that, where I got it. Not that I'd forget, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so that was great. And so then when church was over, we got to sit and talk for another hour and have a cup of coffee together, which Mommy needed because it was late by then. It was like, you know, me and my bedtime, guys. You know how early I go to bed sometimes. I've told you, sometimes it's like 4:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock, you know. Well, I didn't get home until 10:30. So I didn't get to bed on Saturday until 11 because I had it was 66 miles one way. So I had just shy of 140 miles to drive. And so, yeah, and it was night and everything, which is fine. I mean, I was a driver for a living. That part doesn't bother me. But the part that bothers me is only that I am such a wimp when it comes to staying up late now. I'm so regulated and so structured with my schedule. I was so exhausted at church on Sunday. I really was, honestly. But it was worth it, every minute of it, to hold my son again. And I just held on to that boy for dear life the whole service. I just kept touching him and holding him and holding him and holding his hand and put my arm around him and hugging him and loving him and kissing him. And oh gosh, it was so good to see my baby. So good. I miss him so much. I've missed him for so long, you know. You get to where that's the norm for you, and it's not good. It's not good to feel that way as a mommy. Because they're never not our babies, right? Right, ladies? I mean, you know, it's just the truth. Dads, I don't think they understand that, you know. They don't understand why our kids are still our babies most of the time. Most men don't. And not completely. Not the way we understand it, you know. So there's that one. I like that one. Now, I think on this one, I'm going to do the same thing with the paper but this time, should I do just one piece and have it fold, or should I do it, I kind of think I'm going to do it in 2 pieces again. You know why? Because, I'll tell you why. Because of the fact that I like the pictures, and also because of the fact that when you fold that paper, that paper, like where the fold is at, you're kind of get a little bit of a mess, you know what I mean? And it's just nice if you don't have that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, I'm not thinking about it, and I just tore that right like it was nothing. That was cool. Yeah, so that was fun. And then afterwards, oh my gosh, I went over, because Joey's so funny. He's like, "Ma, I didn't eat anything because I thought we would get to eat together." And I was like, "Oh no," and he's hungry. And so he goes, "Yeah, dinner's already been served and everything." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, babe," because we didn't get to do any of that, you know. Which now I'm messing it up, see. Anyway, but so afterwards he's joking, but he was serious. He was doing his serious joking thing. He's like, "You know, Ma, you could go and get me some Doritos, though. That'd be awesome." I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, of course, Mommy ran over and got him some Doritos. And it was funny. I didn't want to go into Walmart because it's kind of, you know, it was late at night. And I just was tired. And I was like, I think I might leave that open. I really like that. So yeah, I didn't go in to Walmart. So I ran into QT, which is like a gas station store, if you don't know what a QT is. And I ran in and got him some Doritos. Oh my gosh, you guys, they were $6 for a bag. So I left him at the front desk and asked the lady there, the manager, to give them to him. And she said, sure. So she called him, and I watched until he came down and got them. And saw him pick him up and everything through the window. And then I texted him, and he's like, "Oh, Ma, thank you so much." And I said, "Is that the first bag you've had in a while?" And he goes, "Yes, and they're so delicious." I said, "Well, you better enjoy them, son. Those were $6." I was like, "You better enjoy them." So yeah, he's laughing at me. I was like, "Dang, that's expensive." But anyway, for my Joey boy. But yeah, that was my Mother's Day. So tell me about you guys' Mother's Days. What did you guys do? Did you do anything special? Did you go anywhere special with your kids? I did not get to see my daughter. She worked. And plus, Mother's Day is really, really hard for my baby girl, not being with her son. Really hard. It's hard for both of us. We can actually barely even say Happy Mother's Day to each other, I'll be honest, because it just hurts, you know. And so, yeah, she's working at her new job. She's only been there a month, and so she's, you know, she's busy and doing that and keeping distracted. So, yeah, we didn't get together, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay. So, I had went to the dollar store and got like all these twines, and I have a ton of colors, you know, because of the dollar store and the $1.25 store, I guess now. So that's why I'm changing colors. I actually have some that match. So there's, let's see, what time is it? 31 minutes. So probably 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd probably have more if I just fold and do, but I kind of like getting them to check this piece out. I love that. We're doing it. We're doing it. Yeah, I have been contemplating doing a video for this. I have seen Louise do one, and I saw Barbara from 49 Dragonflies, and then Louise Heinzel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. So, and it was super easy and fun and creative and just sparks your, I think I'll do 2 out of this piece. I'm going to wait and cut it till I have it folded. But yeah, so I just took my coffee dyed paper and I thought, oh my gosh, the girls would love to play and make some of this. So I'm thinking that we will do that soon. You guys, would you like that? It's super easy, just fun, you know. You get to, it's one of those videos, I haven't done it because it'll take a minute, only because there's steps, you know, you gotta let everything dry between and that kind of stuff. Which, I mean, it's just like oxides and stamping and stuff. I mean, it's not super, it doesn't take a super long time to do them, but it is a little bit time consuming as far as the steps. See, now I'm going to do these because I don't want to waste any of this paper. So I'm just going to do a full, or 2 of them out of the one piece. Okay, so we're going to trim. And the way I'm doing this so that I know where to trim it, if you see this corner, you don't want anything right here of your paper. So I'm just kind of using that as my guide and putting my scissors, can you see, to the side of it, so that it angles it up so that I know I have the glue away from this corner. Okay, just in case I had not, I don't think I had mentioned what I was doing to really see where to cut it. Yeah, but that's how I'm kind of eyeballing it and measuring it. Okay. Gosh, it's Thursday of last week, and oh, this paper's cracking on me a little bit, but I don't even care. It's so pretty. It's just the edges where the coffee was really dark. It's cracking a little bit because I think I baked these. That's why there's lines. Yeah, this particular piece was baked. But anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying about the video. I was gonna say, oh yeah, it's already or only Thursday, and I got all of next week's videos done. So this video is the last one for next week on Monday, and then I'm gonna get started on the week after, which I haven't been that far ahead in a long time. So that's exciting. Oh gosh, I love this. So pretty. I did fold my paper off just slightly. I can see it. Let's see. We're gonna do. I wish I had some teal covered, some teal colored twine, but that's okay. This brown shall do. Okay. And then after church, I drove home, and check this out, you guys. I take the I-10, okay? So I took the I-17, which this doesn't mean anything to you. I-17 is an interstate here in Arizona. And then it goes to the I-10, which of course is nationwide. Okay, so I take the I-10 out to Coolidge from where I was at. Well, I'm driving along, and the freeway splits where it's going to go into a city called Mesa. And you can either go straight on the I-10 and keep going south toward my house, or you can take I-60 and go to the east and go into Mesa and Apache Junction and stuff, okay? Those are cities over there, Gilbert, all that. Well, I'm driving along, and all of a sudden they give you no choice. The freeway is shut down, so it's like it gets narrower and narrower and narrower, and I'm finally pushed off onto the I-60. I was so irritated because I can get home from there, but I had to drive like way far east and then come back up when I could have just driven out, you know. I was so annoyed, and because it was late, you know, and I was tired, and I was like, dang it. Now this part is really chipped up, so I am going to trim this, and it's going to barely have like a little thing underneath, but it's okay because that paper was really messed up. But anyway, yeah, so I had to have a detour to go home. So that's why I got home so late. I would have gotten home by like 10, but yeah, I didn't get home till 10:30 because of the detour. And got home, ate a few bites of something because I was starving. I hadn't eaten since before I left, of course. And that was at like, I guess probably I ate around 3 in the afternoon. So I was really hungry. And I didn't eat a ton of anything, you know, even then. And so I ate a little quick snack of some fruit or something like that. And then I went to bed and fell asleep and got up and went to church. Oh my goodness, I was so worn out. By the time we got back from lunch, and we went to Lynn's, of course, for my, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. I know it's in tomorrow's video because I remember telling you guys, okay, I know I already told you about this yesterday. So we went to Lynn's, and they had crab, and they had, what else did they have? They had crab legs, and they had, cheesecake. They had all this fun stuff that they don't normally have. They have cream puffs in the dessert bar. I mean, just all kinds of fun things. And so yeah, we had a really good lunch, and I was in like between being exhausted and then the food, I was in like a coma. By the time we didn't even do anything. We literally came home. I covered my desk because I always call it closing the shop. I cover my desk at night because the cats, you know, they can get up here and get into my stuff. So I always cover everything up. So I covered it all up, and I literally went to bed at, and I'm not exaggerating, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and went and laid in my bed. And so, yeah, we were exhausted. Oh my gosh, and so was Courtney. We were both so tired that we forgot to put his, let me use this pink one. This is from Memories of Meadow again. And it's got the same on each side, but I just loved it so much that I went ahead and I did it on both sides. But anyway, yeah, he was so tired. We were both so tired. We forgot to put his drink. We always freeze his Powerade every day. We freeze one for the next day so that when he takes it, it stays cold. Totally forgot to put that in the freezer. Forgot to do everything. Just honestly, just went to bed. Because I was gone, he had stayed up as well. He didn't go to sleep like he normally would either, waiting for me, you know. And so yeah, we were wiped out. But I did, at church, we got a bundt cake from Nothing But Bundt Cakes. I don't know if you guys have any of those in your state, but they are delicious. So I picked a white chocolate raspberry, and it was so yummy. I don't want to lose this little corner here, so I'm going to cut it from this side this time. I am totally crooked. I think I can see it. How do I do that? It's just off, you know? It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm annoying, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, we're going to try to refold before I totally commit to that one line. There we go. But yeah, so that was my Mother's Day of being exhausted but being totally happy and thrilled with what I was blessed with. And I didn't get, you know, any gifts or anything like that. We're not doing the whole gift thing right now. We're budgeting. And so yeah, it was more, oh, Cordy did bring me like snacks and stuff. I mean, like little things, you know. And oh, and then he did all the work around the house that I would normally do. He did all of it on Friday and Saturday. Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. I was not to do any work. That was his. That was my my gift as well, was that he babied me, which was nice, you know. I mean, him and I do not have children together, so it's a little bit different. When Alex was alive, of course, I was the mother of his children, and he would always buy me gifts and stuff. He was a great gift giver when it came to those things. But you know, I do not believe this. This is way too. How did I manage that? I really folded this one bad. I'm irritated because I love this pink paper. I'm gonna have to use, like, on this top part, I'm probably gonna use like a piece of lace or something to cover this little line, because yeah, I don't know, I just totally did this one wrong. I have had 2 days, guys, where I've actually felt like myself. You're probably going to notice it, because y'all always notice when I'm not myself. You always notice when I'm too tired, or, you know. And it's kind of funny. I don't know why I'm not too tired today, because I literally woke up at 12:48 or 11:48 this morning, or last night. Now, I went to bed at 6:30, you know, but still, I only got like 5.5 hours. So that is technically not enough sleep, but I still am feeling halfway decent today, praise the Lord. So I'm glad about that, because I'm able to chit chat with my girls. Can you believe we hit 2,000 subscribers, you guys? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for what you've done, for being with me in this family, and for just sticking with me and being a part of it. I love you, I love you, I love you. I know I always say that, but I mean it with all my heart. I always mean it. And I want you to know, I'm serious. I was so blessed. I told the Lord, though, you know, I gotta be honest, this is not a numbers game for me. And you know why? We've talked about this. The numbers go up, the numbers go down. This channel belongs to the Lord, and whatever he wants from it is what we're gonna have. I just praise his name for blessing me with friends like you guys. Seriously, I feel so honored to be getting to know all of you, and I love when the new people that join our family, reach out to me and let me know that they're there. If you're new to the channel and you haven't said hi, please feel free to say hi to me. I'm a real person. I am serious. I mean, I will even contact you and stuff back in private if you want to talk, or if I can, I sure will. And you can ask anybody. I do that. I'm just here hanging out with you guys, doing some crafting, talking about the Lord, talking about my family, about my day, and hopefully just being a blessing to you guys. And you know, that's an inspiration with this crafting thing, I hope. But seriously, I was so shocked that we reached 2,000, and I don't want to say I was shocked, because I saw it coming. I was so blessed that it's been less than a year. That's really the part for me that was like, oh my goodness. It's been, I started the channel on May 28th. Check this out. I started the channel on May 28th of last year. Okay. And I had 2 subscribers, me and Cordy. And then for a whole month. And then the day that I put out my first tutorial was June 28th. And Oh my goodness, that's when it all started. And before that, I had done flip-throughs, because I just started this channel to do flip-throughs of my journals. And I, of course, was getting no views. I was getting no subscribers. I was like, okay, so I'm going to try doing a tutorial. And I did. And the Lord blessed it. And you guys started coming and being a part of this with me. And here we are today. It's just, that's the part that amazes me. Is that you guys are with me. And I'm just me. And I don't know. I really don't think higher of myself than I ought. Let's put it that way. And I am extremely honored that you guys are my friends. I mean that. So let's decorate one of these. Let's see. Oh, did you see that gnat? He just flew right over the thing like he belonged there. Look at him. He's just flying around my desk going, ha ha ha, lady, I'm little and you can't catch me. I clap my hands and it makes them go away. They run away. They're like, oh, I don't like that sound. So let's see, which one should we decorate? Which one? Which one? I really love this. Tanya, Nanine, if you guys see this, I love these. They're so pretty, the collages. Okay. I really want to do one of my little coffee dyed papers. So, I think I'm going to do this one. And I'm thinking that I want to distress it with, I gotta grab one of my little, I use one of my new ones. I made a bunch of these the other day. I don't know if I ever showed you guys, I think I did show you this huge, big old Ziploc bag full of these wine bottle corks, you know. And yeah, I did a bunch of these the other day. I just sat with my little furniture pads that I've got at the dollar store. Thank you, Cindy, for that suggestion. Miss Cindy suggested that, and it works great. And so, yeah, I got those, and I just use those now pretty much when I need a new one. I still use my old ones that I have, but once those give out, I mean, I haven't bought any new ones, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I made a bunch of those and have them in my drawer, so they're ready to go, ready and raring. So this is salvaged patina, and I'm going around the edge here, and what I'm going to do is I was going to do the salvage patina, and then I think I'm also going to go ahead and do I see this is torn right here. I'm wondering, you know what would work? Washi tape. Hold on one sec, I'm just grabbing it. Washi tape and you know, washi tape would work, but also that one that I love so much. Let me see if I can make that work on there. I love this. Let's see. Is it too wide or is it just wide enough? Ooh, I like it. Let's do that. That'll strengthen that little piece right there. Okay, so we're gonna put that on here. And anyways, yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, I'm using the salvage patina, but I'm also going to come back on it with some vintage photo, just for fun. But we're going to cover this patch. Now you do not have to do this. I'm actually only doing it mostly because, I mean, it will look cute, but mostly I'm doing this because of that. There's a little tiny tear on this edge right here, and I just know it's going to get worse, so I don't want it to. And you know me, I'm always looking for an excuse to use my gold stuff. I love this stuff so much. Unfortunately, I'm on my second roll now. I'm going to have to start watching the Walmart over here and grab it when it comes in again. That's the only place I found this particular one. It's almost like a little netting. It's I thought it was super tacky when I first saw it, but I got it because it was like, I don't know why I got it. I think it was like $1.99 at the time. They've raised it, of course, but you know, everything has. But yeah, they had it, and I was like, oh, it's cheap, I'll see. Well, then once I got it off of the roll, because it totally looks gaudy on the roll, it's that brassy gold. But as soon as I took it off the roll and put it onto paper, and it was just the one layer of it, you got to see how pretty it is. So yeah, and it goes really good with this. Let that dry a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of brown around these edges. Darken them up just a touch. How you like that, Pammy? I used both. We used the teal blue, the patina, and the brown. I know it's not the right blue, but you know what I'm saying. Pam and I have talked about our love for, both of us love. She always comments about the blue and the brown. I love the blue and the brown together as well. That's why I called her out on it. There's that piece, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the inside. I love how these papers came out, and I got to be honest, when I first did them, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like it. And it was one of those things where it needed to dry. I needed to walk away and look at it with fresh eyes. You know what I mean? How many of you do that? Show of hands. I'm serious. I do it all the time, where I walk away and go, maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's not so bad, you know. Okay, so we are going to put something fun. And since this one's going to open like that, and I think I'm just going to leave that because, oh my gosh, look at that. Who wouldn't want to ride on top of that? And I did that with the spray from Tim Holtz that I got at Christmas time. Do you guys remember? If you were with me at Christmas, you may have seen me get that because I was super excited about it. I got it on sale. That's why I was so excited, because a bunch of their stuff was, check him out. He could be sitting on something cool. Let me see. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's pull some of these little folks out and look. Oh, his little leg got bent. Oh, isn't he cute? He's Mr. Cool. I'm going to bring this in maybe a little bit so you can see a little bit better while I decorate. We are definitely going to put a boy or a man on this. I don't know. I just like the look of it. Now he is sitting in a chair. Yeah. I was thinking if I did, like, okay, watch. I'll show you what I'm thinking. If I can find, let's see. We are gonna distress this. I'm gonna make a little seat for him, for somebody. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I might use this guy though. See, he can sit on that. I know it says Brave, and you can't really see the Brave anymore, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it showing. It's more for a bench for him. And then we're going to do a little bit of groundwork underneath the bench so you can tell that he is sitting. Oh, Nat, stop. You're just mean. They fly up in your face and they're just mean. So I'm just gonna do like, okay. I just wanted to make a straight line. You know me, I like to trail it off kind of like a tornado. I don't know why I like that, but I do. I have no idea if any of you like it. Don't know. I just always getting a little bit of water here. It makes me feel like it's uneven ground, you know, or like the shadows are playing with the pavement, or you know, kind of that kind of look. And I just like that. And you can still see the gold through the black a little bit, which looks pretty tight. Yes, I said tight. I know that's not something I've said in a long time, but it does look tight. So you guys are so awesome, by the way, commenting on my silly growling. I love you. I was so tired when I was responding last night to messages. I don't think I even commented back about my people who commented on my growl. I've done that sound for so many years. It's just habit. I don't even think about it sometimes when I do it. So yeah, but I thought that was really funny. You guys are very sweet and I love you. So this little sign is gonna sit here on the ground work, okay? And then I think I'm gonna have him sit on top of that, like that. So it's kind of like a little bench for him. Should I use that sign or should I use a different one? Let me look. Let me look. I want a darker color, but I don't really have any. One says beauty and the other says cozy. Those aren't really what I want for this guy. Yeah, here we go. And the rest of them are kind of too big, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. But I do think I'm gonna do a little more brown on here and give it some more grunge. And I may even try, let's see how this works, to get some, I'm just kind of scraping that across there to get a little bit of the patina color. Okay. Oh, you know what I could do? Not that I think this is really gonna do all that much, but let's just see, shall we? This is not the right brush. Let me grab my right brush. Let me see. I have one that's tighter. It works better than that. Here we go. Yeah. And you know me, I gotta put a little dash of gold around the edge just to give it some flair. I love that. I love the framing of the gold on darker stuff, and I like it because it brings a little bit of stylishness to a grungy piece. And for me, that kind of says it all. That's my shabby chic, you know, even for a guy. In this case, the shabby grunge. We're gonna shabby grunge it. All right. Okay, now this gentleman needs to be, where's my brown? What did I do with it? Oh, this is brown. I thought it was black. I don't know why I thought it was my black one. I'm just getting him kind of a yellowed appearance, if anybody's wondering what I'm doing. Most of you know what I'm doing because you're with me all the time, but for any newbies, I do that because I don't like the bright white and black look. I like it to look yellowed, vintagey, antique, not just black and white. So that's why I do that. I'm surprised that Tim or Ranger hasn't come out with paper dolls that are more of a yellowed effect, because I don't think I'm the only person who does that. And then also, I was thinking, I have like all these ideas for different paper doll kits. Do you guys ever do that? I've been thinking a lot about that. I'm like, who do I make these suggestions to? Do I make them, do I contact Tim Holtz and make them, or do I contact Ranger and make them? I've just, seriously, why don't we have an animal packet? Honestly. And why don't we have, like, you know how they have the little dog that's in this kit, you know, in the regular ones? Okay, why don't we have one that's a bunch of different kinds of dogs and cats, or, you know, animals, and then pets, birds, you know, that are little paper dolls that can go with the people. And then I've thought of different themed kits as well. I'm just kind of like, I don't know why we don't have those. So we are going to cut this down and send this guy on the journey of a lifetime. And y'all know me, so you know what that means. That means the journey with Jesus, because it is a journey of a lifetime. Trust me, I've done it without him. It's better with him. Just in case you don't know, life is better when you know the Lord. Trust me, I promise you that. As your friend, I promise you, it's the truth. Ah, I have a gnat on my hand. I got him. Sorry, but I cannot stand those gnats. Anyway. Okay. And again, we're going to class up the little brown coffee dyed papers. Okay, what time is it? Oh, we're about done. So we're going on the journey of a lifetime. Okay. I used to tell the kids when my late husband and I ministered in the prisons, because Alex walked out of juvenile prison when he was 18, okay? And so he had a real heart for kids that were locked up because of the fact that he never had visitors. He never had letters. He, you know, not trying to make his mother sound bad or his family or anything, but nobody ever wrote to him and nobody ever called him. Nobody ever came and saw him. And he had a real heart for youth because he knew how lonely it was to be incarcerated and never have, be that person who doesn't have any money on the books, be that person who has no calls, no anything, and it was very lonely. And he was in there for like 3 or 4 years and it was hard. And so he, and I would reach out to the youth, and they used to always ask me about my past, and why I'd given my life to Christ and why I made such a big deal, why do we make such a big deal about God and all these things. And I used to always tell them, kids, I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and wore it out about 5 different times, and every time I've come back to where I belong at the altar with Christ. And I have to say that his forgiveness and grace has been more than sufficient, and his love. And so I will never, not make a big deal about my Savior. I tell you guys that all the time. So it's true. And the longer I walk with the Lord, the more I love him and appreciate him and feel loved and appreciated by him. And the more I serve him, and the more I spend time with the Holy Spirit. And yeah, it's just that's why I was saying, it's better with him. I'm noticing that this is like really bowed right here on the side, and I did not see that before. I'm just going to trim that edge. Okay, still a little bit off, but oh well. Okay, so there's our journaling space. I know my bow's going to go right across his throat, of course. But it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I just don't worry about little things like that. So there is one decorated and ready to be put into a journal and ready to be journaled on. You open it up. You're glued to the page. I can open it here and write on this part. Or they can come in and open it here, and that just pops out from there, and then they've got all this lovely writing space. So I hope you guys liked today's Mass Monday and that you make some. If you felt inspired, let me know. Tell me in the comments below, or write to me or show us your Mass Make projects on our Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, it is Creatives Inspired Corner. There is a link in the About section, and there is a link on the front page of the channel. Also, if you like this video, please hit like and maybe shoot me a heart or something so that it gets the algorithm moving. It really does help my channel, and I'd appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber and you haven't become a part of our family yet, please consider being a part of our family. We have a lot of fun here, and I appreciate you guys. We do devotions every day, and they're like between 3 to, the longest I've ever done I think is 9 minutes, and it's just a refresher in the morning. We read a few minutes, I talk for a few minutes and share my thoughts about what we read, and we pray, and it's just a wonderful way to start your day or to end it. So I hope I see you guys tomorrow. Be blessed, and know that I love you very much. Thank you so much. Oh wait, I wanted to mention, I am going to be doing we're going to be doing a drawing, and I really want to send something out that's big, but I just can't right now. I'm so sorry. So what I'm going to do is give you the choice of 2 digitals out of my shop for the 2000. We're going to do 2 digitals, and the winner will get to choose the digitals, and I will shoot that over to your email. If you don't have a printer, if you do have a printer, please let me send it to you via electronically. But if you don't have a printer and you're the winner, then I will mail it to you. Okay? I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.